Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Matasya Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakhattvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. Doing the Panchadasi 11th chapter called Brahmanande Vishayanandaha, and that is the Brahma Anandam, that is the infinite, limitless alone is happiness, Anantameva Anandam, and that is nature of the reality itself. It is Ananda Swarupam. Swarupam means its intrinsic nature is happiness itself, and all other happiness is only a reflection of that in the form of whenever the mind is satisfied or contented, you get only reflected happiness, not the original. Original is infinite, and that is called Brahmananda. One who has realized that I am Satchidananda, my nature is Anandam, because happiness comes from my own self, and whenever whatever I enjoy, the happiness is tapping from my own self only. Once you recognize that recognition that Aham Brahmasmi, then he also enjoys his own nature. Therefore, Krishna says, Atmaniyeva Atmanatushtaha. He is reveling in himself. Anybody revels in something that is source of happiness, because he revels in himself, because he is the very source of happiness. And therefore, from then on, he has no more activities involved, no more agency that I want to do this, I want to do that, because anybody wants to do something only to gain happiness, but is already happy. So he doesn't have to do anything to get happiness, and whatever he does is only out of compassion or for Loka Kalyanam, for the benefit of totality, he will do it, including taking care of his own body, mind, intellect also. So, in the 9th sloka we covered, Devam Matva Harsha Sokau Jahat Yatraiva Dhairyavam Nainam Kruta Krute Punya Pape Tapayataha Kvachitu. So, Devam Matva, one who has realized that I am the Deva means the self, the effulgent self, one who has realized that I am that self, I am pure consciousness that enlivens everything else. Once you have realized, then there is no suffering, and Jahati gives up all the activities of the duality that is related to it. So Nainam Kruta Akrute, either the commissions and omissions are not being done, because there is no agency that I have to do this, I don't have to do this, I don't do it. All these things are not there. So Kruta Akrute, he does, if at all, is because of the body, mind and intellect does, but he is himself recognized that I am a non-doer while the doing is going on. So, karmaniyev akarmaya paschetu. That's what we said, that the krutam akrutam, there is no commission or omission in the process. So, you get affected by the commissions and omissions, where you have to do, when you don't do it, then you get affected, and when you do, you should not be doing, also you get affected. That's called kruta akrutai. And the resulting punya and papa, the merits and demerits are also not there, so he crosses beyond. That will never ever affect him, because there is no doership, kartrutva bhavam is not there. That's called the agency of action is there, because he understood prakuche vacha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha. So all actions are done by the prakriti. That prakriti includes his body, mind, intellect, which is part of prakriti only. So even though body, mind, intellect are acting, he is not acting. That's called the akarmaha karmaya pasya. In the as I am non-doer while the doing is going on. So that is essentially the one who is already realized that I am Brahmananda. I am the infinite happiness that I am. There is nothing beyond for me to obtain. Any other happiness is only limited happiness, including the Brahmaji, whose happiness is 10 to the power of 26 times one of the units of one unit of human happiness. But 1 unit is where one owns everything in the whole universe, in the world, and he is young enough to digest everything. That happiness of that person is 1 unit, and the Brahmaji is 10 to the power of 26. That means 1 followed by 26 zeros times that of the happiness of 1 unit. That is human being happiness. And this is beyond even that also. And that's what is essentially is described by in the Taittiriya Upanishad. So once I realize I am absolute happiness. So Ichyadi Sutayoho Bhakyaha Puranaihi. So let's read the sloka 10. Icyadashnutayo Bhakyaha Puranai Srutibhisaha Puranai Srutibhisaha Brahmajnanenartahanim Anandam Chapya Ghoshayan together. Ichya Srutayog Bhakyaha Puranais Smutibhisaha Brahmajnanenartahanim Anandam Chapya Ghoshayan Ichadi Bhakyaha. This the above statements have been done in many ways. This scripture is declaring one who knows the Brahmajnanam is supreme happiness. Everything else is doesn't have, and there is no papam punyam for him, whether he does it or he does not do it, because he has no agency in the action. So punyam, papam, and merits, demerits, nothing will affect him, and that is what the nature. So how do you say so? Because Ichadi Srutayoho Bhakyaha. This has been stated in many ways by Srutayaha, by the scriptures, Puranahi, in the Puranas also, and Srutibihi in the Smritis also. That means Bhagavad Gita and other the Paurushaya Vakyas. So Saha, etc. in all these, Brahmajnane Anarthahanim. So Brahmajnane, in the Brahmajnanam, Anartham Hanim. So there is no miseries, Hanim, no miseries at all for the one who has realized the Brahman. So therefore Anartha Hanim. So Api Anandam Aghoshayan. And also he is absolutely paid. There is no suffering for him, and also it is not just a negative or absence of suffering. He is also absolutely positively happy, and therefore this is Anandam Ghoshayan. It is declared by in all those scriptures. So what we are saying is has been emphasized in the many Shastras and Puranas, as well as in the Smritis and so on, has been declared. So with that, the teacher concludes one topic where Brahmanande is the absolute happiness, and the knower of Brahman, Brahmavid, is same as Atmavid, enjoys that absolute happiness. Now we go to the scriptural reference and says there is Anandamaya Kosha. There is a different types of Ananda that he is going to discuss in this reference now. So the nature of the gradation in the Ananda, it is not from the Brahmananda point, from other Anandas also are included now. Sloka 11. Anandastrivido Brahma Anando Vidya Sukham Tatha Anandastrivido Brahma Anando Vidya Sukham Tatha Vishaya Ananda Ityadau Brahmanando Vivichyate Brahmanando vivichyate. Together. Anandastrividho Brahma. Anando vidya sukham tata. Vishaya ananda ityado. Brahmanando vivichyati. So there are trividha. There are three types of ananda. Here is classifying. Anandaha trividaha. Anandas trividaha. Anandaha trividaha. So there are three. One can think of three types of ananda. One is Brahmananda that we have been discussing before, and Vidya Sukham, and the pleasures in gaining the knowledge. Vidya. That means these are talking about objective knowledge. So, any some more you learn, that is the intellectual happiness. So, we have the physical body and the manomaya, mind and the intellect. So, there are three things here. So, there is a physical body, and the physical happiness is the lowest one. Everybody gets that. So, that is sense enjoyments at the body level. So body enjoyment, eating food and reaping and all the body comforts and all that, AC and heart, all those Sitam, Ushnam, Sukham, Dukkham, all these things at the body level, all sense enjoyment through the five senses, going to listening to music or enjoying here, enjoying that, all seeing enjoyment, hearing enjoyment, all that at the body level, and comes comes under lower level. The next level is the mental happiness. That means at the emotional level. So I love him, I love this, I love that, all love. At the mental enjoyment is considered as the second level, and the third level is the intellectual happiness, and that is Ananda at the Vijnanamaya Kosha, that means at the Buddhi level, and that Ananda is superior to the emotional Ananda, which is superior to the body Ananda. So one who has committed to a higher goal in life, that is intellectual commitment, is ready to sacrifice the emotional things as well as the physical things. As a professor, he spends maybe day and night in the laboratory thinking about the problem, and all other comforts about the physical pressures or the emotional pressures, he has not much interested, because this is a higher pressure compared to that. And therefore here, so by gaining the ananda at the Brahma level, at the Vidya Sukham, at the knowledge level, is supposed to be higher. And this being introduced now, as he introduces the Narada, who has learned more than the 60 subjects, he got PhD in that, that's all Vidya Sukham. And therefore he is referring to that. Brahmanandaha, Vidya Sukham, and Tata Vishayanandaha. Similarly, the third one is all other categories of where sense enjoyment, Vishaya Ananda, the happiness that you get out of objects. It can be objects at the emotional level or object at the physical level. All are come under Vishayanandaha. So you have three Anandas, Trividaha, according to this. One is Brahmananda, one is Vidyananda or Vidya Sukham, and third is called Vishayanandaha. So Anandas Trivido, Brahmanando, Vidya Sukham, Tata Vishayanandaha, Ityado, Brahmanando Vivichyate. So Iti Brahmananda, all are coming from Brahmananda only, although starting from Brahmananda, Iti Vimuchyate. It is to be inquired, which it is going to be inquired now, analyzed in this process, because this topic is the Brahmanande, the Yoganandaha, Brahmanande, Vishayanandaha, Brahmanande, Vidyanandaha. Same Brahmananda is expressed in terms of all other Anandas only. That's what the theme that's going to be analyzed now. But there is only one Ananda, absolute happiness, and that is the highest. Now all about whatever other happiness, everybody is looking for happiness, all other is only reflection of that only in varieties of names. Depending upon the nature of the reflecting medium, you get enjoyment there. And that's what is going to be talked. And in this is going to refer to the Chandogya Upanishad 7th chapter, where the Narada and his Sanat Kumara's teaching is going to be discussed here. But here the first talk about Bhrigu. Bhrigu in the Bhrigu Maharshi goes to Varuna, and that's where the also from the Taittiriya Upanishad, and that's going to be discussed in the next chapter, next sloka. Sloka 12. Bhruguhu putra pituhu, Bhruguhu putra pituhu, Sutva varunadi brahma lakshanam, Sutva varunad brahma lakshanam, Anna prana mano buddhihi, Anna prana mano buddhihi, Chaktva anandam vijnanavan, Chaktva anandam vijnanavan. Together. Bhruguhu putraha pituhu, Sutva varunad brahma lakshanam, Anna prana mano buddhihi, Chaktva anandam vijnanavan. So in the teaching of this Upanishad, says Bhrigu approaches his father Varuna and asks him to say, hey Bhagavan, teach me that highest truth. And the Varuna talks about yato va imani bhutani jayante ena jatani jivanti yatrayam chabisham vishanti tad vijnasasva tad brahmeti. So Brahman is that. I want to know Brahman. So Brahman is that from which the whole universe came, by which it is sustained, into which it goes back. So that is the definition. Now you go and think about what is that. So he gives instruction to his son Bhrigu by the Varuna, the father, and what is this? That because of which the whole universe came, by which it is sustained, and into which goes back. Go and inquire about that one. And therefore, that is what essentially Bhruguhu putraha, the putraha Bhruguhu, the son Bhrigu, pituhu from the father Varuna, from the pitruhu Varuna, from the father Varuna, Brahma Lakshanam. Lakshanam, the definition of Brahman. How I can inquire, what is that I should need to inquire. So nature of Brahman, or give me pointers to know Brahman. Lakshanam is that which points out. So Brahma Lakshanam, so Bhrigu gives the Lakshanam. Sutva, having heard from his father what is the how to recognize Brahman. And what did he say? He says from which the whole universe came, by which it is sustained, into which it goes back. That is Brahman. Now you go and inquire, meditate on that, and discover what from which this whole universe came, by which it is sustained, and to which it goes back. First, the Pitu talks, thinking about what is that everybody is alive, from by which they come and by which they are sustained, into which they go back. It's of course simple thing is food. So because from Annat eva the Bhutani Jayante, Annat eva the Rakshanti, Annat eva into Annam they become. So from Annam they came, by Annam they are sustained, and into Annam they dissolve back. So the Annamaya Kosha is the Brahman. So first when he goes with that answer, says go back and think again. So he comes back, then Pranamaya, it is a life principle. Without that nobody is alive. So Pranat eva says Yatova imani Pranat eva imani bhutani jayante Pranat eva the jatan jivanti. So without pranam nobody can alive. So Bhrigu goes back, it is the pranam that is being Brahman. The Varuna sends him back, go and think again. So he keeps sending back, that he comes with the Manomaya Kosha. and the comes buddhi, the Vijnanamaya kosha. So Annamaya kosha, no, that's not that. Pranamaya kosha, no, it's not that. Manomaya kosha, no, it's not that. Then Vijnanamaya kosha, it's not that. So Anna Prana Mano Buddhi Tyaktva, having rejected Anandam Vijnanavan. It is the Anandamaya kosha is the one that is Brahman. That's what he came up to that. That's also rejected later. That means in the Anandamaya kosha, because that's Ananda, and that's what is called Anandamaya kosha, and that's where the whole universe came from, the deep sleep state, and from which it is sustained and into which it goes back. That's also called Karana Sarira, causal body, because it's a cause for the creation, for the sustenance, for maintenance, and for annihilation also. Therefore, that is naturally is what it is, and that's how he comes up with Ananda Vijnanavan. It is the Anandamaya kosha, and that is what he came to know. He goes again with that answer, and Varuna actually sends him back, so think it again. And he comes from ultimately that Satyam, Pranyam, Anandam, that Brahman, that Lakshanam he comes ultimately. It is from Brahman only the whole universe came. Brahman only it is sustained. Into Brahman only it goes. It is not any of the koshas. That is the final answer. He comes up. At that time, the Varuna doesn't say anything. He keeps quiet. That means that is the answer. So here we are talking about the last but one Anandamaya kosha. That's what is the reference here. So he is here giving you that the Brahmanandam we already discussed. Now we are talking about lower Ananda, and that is Anandamaya kosha, and that's what is being defined here now. Ananda deva bhutani jayante tena jivanam tesham layascha. So Ananda deva bhutani jayante tena jivanam tesham layascha tatrataha tesham layascha tatrataha Brahmanando na samsayaha, together, Ananda deva bhutani jayante tena jivanam tesham layascha tatrataha Brahmanando na samsayaha. So Ananda, from the Anandamaya kosha here, Karana Sharira, Eva alone, Bhutani beings jayante, all beings are born from the causal state. So we are talking about, I will explain what it means. So all beings are Bhutani, all beings are Jayante, are born. Tena Jivanam, they are sustained by, they live because of that. So they are sustained by the Ananda only. Tesham Layaha, and they dissolve into Anandamaya kosha. Chatatra, in the deep sleep state. Here we talk about the Anandamaya kosha in the deep sleep state. Tesham layaha, they dissolve. So they go back into. So therefore, ataha anandaha is Brahmana samsayaha. So therefore there is no doubt that is the Ananda, because from which the whole universe came, by which is sustained, into which it goes back. What is that state? It was from unmanifest state to whole thing. What is unmanifest state? In the deep sleep state, everything goes in and everything is coming out, and from which the whole universe coming and the whole universe going out. So when I am in the deep sleep state, there is nothing there other than myself. So only I am there, and the causal state. And what is the causal state? Karana Sharira, and that is why, because it is a cause for the rest of that, and the waking stage and the dream state. So the waking state, the whole world is there coming out. As soon as I go into deep sleep state, no world, all world dissolves into that. And once I am awake, everything comes out. So everything, including whatever knowledge or ignorance that I have, if I am a professor in physics or professor in physics or chemistry, all the knowledge is folded there, and then when I get up, everything as it was folded comes out. I don't get new knowledge in the deep sleep state, or I don't lose the knowledge just went into sleep only. So therefore, everything as it was before comes out, and therefore he says that therefore that is the Anandamaya is the Annamaya Kosha is the Brahmananda Nasamshaya. There is no doubt about it. And this is further explained here in the sloka 14. Bhutotpattehe pura bhuma bhutotpattehe pura bhuma triputi dvaita varjanat ज्ञातु ज्ञानज्ञे रूपा त्रिपुटी प्रलयेहिनो together भूतोत्पत्तेः पुरा भूमा त्रिपुटी द्वैत वर्जनात् ज्ञातु ज्ञानज्ञे रूपा त्रिपुटी प्रलयेहिनो. So bhuto utpattehe. So all the elements as well as the beings, here Bhuta includes both 5 elements, which is starting from the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, and that are subtle elements, and then by Panchikarana, grossification of gross elements, which is gross Akasha, gross Vayu, gross Agni, gross water, and then gross Prithvi. All are coming Utpattehe. And before they came, Pura, before, Bhuma, what was there? What was there is infinite, absolute happiness alone was there. That's called Bhuma in the 7th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad. So, that what is there was infinite, absolute happiness alone was there. So, Bhutotpattehe Pura Bhuma Triputi Advaita Varjanat. In that Anandamaya Kosha, in the deep sleep state as well as in the absolute state, both states, Triputi Dvaita Varjanat. The Triputi means the triad. Triad is in all our transactions there is a 3: knower, known, and knowing. Swimmer, swimming, and the swim. So everyone you are talking about, there is always triad coming in, and therefore I am eater, and the food is eaten, and the process of connecting is eating. So in every transaction there is a Triputi. So in terms of activities coming in terms of experiencer, experience, and experiencing. So this is called Triputi or triad. Triad is there in all transactions, both in the waking state and the dream state. There are transactions going on, and therefore called Triputi. And Dvaita Varjanat. And Dvaitam is duality. For transactions, a subject has to be there and an object there, and therefore there is a Dvaitam, duality is there. So we have a duality, and when you connect these two, it becomes the third factor comes in terms of experiencing, and that's called Triputi Dvaita. And when I go to deep sleep state, it appears there is no subject-object duality, and therefore there is no Triputi, it's only Advaita only. Or when I go to the highest state of realization, Aham Brahmasmi, there also it is Ekameva Advitiyam, one without a second. There is neither Triputi nor the Dvaitam. Therefore, it is Varjanat. So when one goes to deep sleep state, you give up everything. You give up all your duality, and there is no subject-object duality there, and that's what it is in the deep sleep state. So Jnatu Jnana Jnaya Rupaha. How does the triad operates? Jnatuhu, Jnanam, and Jnayam. One is Jnatuhu, knower, that is Jnanam, to be, and knowledge, and Jnayam, that which is connecting between the two. So Jnatu Jnayam is an object, and Jnanam is a connection between the knower and the known. So there is a knower, known and knowing process through a pramana. So it's called Jnatu Jnana Jnaya Rupaha Triputi Pralayehino. Even in Pralayam also there is no Triputi. So here he is talking about in the Laya and Pralaya there are no Triputi or Dvaitam. Where is Laya? Laya is individual sleep where individual goes into the causal state, and Pralaya is not only particular individual, the whole universe of all beings is together, they go into this, the Brahmaji when he goes to sleep, that's called Pralaya. So Laya at the individual level, Pralaya is at the samishti level where everything goes into a subtler form where the plurality or the Dvaitam Triputi is not recognized, and that's what essentially in the Anandamaya Kosha or Laya state, or in the Pralaya state there is no Triputi or Dvaita. This we stop here. We'll continue after we come back about this, the deep sleep state analysis also. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.